Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. I'm going back through and beating the Untold Battles. Now, the next mission that we'd be doing is Martyr's Point, but I'm actually going to skip this one. Pretty much it just is an endless horde mission, and you have to survive up to 75 turns. You're not going to be able to make it because you're not allowed to hire new units, so you got to replenish and just stack up overwatches and things like, or reaction fire when they attack you with your machine gun nests and other sort of devastators, things like that. However, because there's so many units on the map, it takes forever for the turn to be completed, and the game actually says, like, hey, just so you know, this is going to take a really long time for the enemy turn to complete. So there's just so much time staring at the screen. It's not very fun. I'm not usually a big fan of those endless horde mechanics anyways, so I am going to skip this one. If you wanted to get an idea of what it entails, you can look at the very hard difficulty one. Again, the quality of that video is pretty terrible, so I apologize for that, as it was the first video first series I uploaded onto YouTube, but I just can't make myself go back through it. I think I made it like 40 turns or something like that on the very hard difficulty, and I think it took like 3.5, 4 hours, something like that, so I'm not going to go back through this and go through all that again on the hard difficulty, so I'll move on to the next mission here, the Equatorial Frontier. So forces of the Imperium and Orcs scramble to gain control of the newly discovered ruins within the Equatorial Jungle. And we are going to be playing this on the hard difficulty. If you want to know the differences between the difficulty settings, look at the Titans Fall video where I explain the reasoning and what the difference is between each of these. And I'm going to be playing with the Fog of War and the undo button activated. So let's get started. Capture all orc controlled victory hexes. Alright, this looks like kind of our standard setup here. So I will play around with our force selections and we'll get started. Yeah, I'm probably going to delete a lot of these guys here. Looks like I'm going to have access to every Imperial Guard unit that we have available. You know, the Basilisks are definitely pretty powerful units here. The Death Strikes are good at taking out the most elite and heavily armored of vehicles. I was actually quite impressed with these gunships when I was playing, they were attacking me on the Orc missions, and then when we had one on Vulcan's Wrath. So I wonder if I'm not going to just try and play around with them here. And as you can see, I have access to every super heavy and every tank variant. So there's definitely lots of different units. We've got all the different infantry here as well. I really like the snipers, so we're going to probably do that. I find these Medusas just aren't worth it with a range of 4. They're too easy to get killed, so I've deleted all the units that I'm not going to use here. And I have the Rattling snipers. The horsemen are not very good. I mean, they've got nice range, or nice vision, but it's just not worth it to suffer all the damage there. I mean, they got good initiative and things, but they just get killed so easily. So I ended up setting up a bunch of these Vendetta gunships here. I've got a Titan. The Reaver is by far the most powerful Titan in the game because it has the Apocalypse launcher. It's got all of his other attacks, so it allows him to be good against literally anything. He can take out infantry, he can take out other Titans, he's got good range on him because of the Apocalypse launcher, so even if he can't get into range with his other weapons, he can still fire like an artillery piece. So for all those reasons, he's like the best thing in the world here. Now perhaps it would have made sense to just create a whole force out of the Reaver Titans, but I was worried they weren't going to have enough attacks to be able to take everything else out. And I also don't know what the force selections of the AI are going to be on this mission. So we're going to just kind of move around and see what we can do. I actually failed the first time I played this mission because I didn't understand how aggressive the AI was. This is one of the few missions where they actually just come out and attack you. So you have to be a little bit careful, and then there's actually ways that you can control when the AI comes for you. And so by understanding the mechanics on how the enemy units are activated, you can turn this into a pretty easy mission here. So I think I've got a pretty solid understanding of how the units are coded and how to take advantage of that. So now I think these Vendettas are the best gunship variants there because they've got good armor piercing,
They've got a good number of attacks, so they're good against infantry. Ironically, the most expensive gunship out of here has very few attacks, and because it has such few attacks, it takes longer for it to level up. And therefore, I think actually the Tier 2 unit is actually going to be a stronger option. Now the Tier 1 may be good against being a pure anti-infantry focus. Now unfortunately I can't get rid of these or disband them because I'd much rather have the requisition that those guys cost than having them here. So I think because I've kind of overextended, I'm just going to move these guys forward and have him just destroy them instead of attacking my snipers here. Or at least I thought that was going to be the case, but he decided to go for the ratlings instead. Oh, well I guess the Death Dread got him anyways. But as you can see, it's like he's able to one-shot a whole vehicle here. So maybe with all of his attacks and everything, it would make more sense just to go for a pure Reaver army, but alright, drop those guys down. Now I'm gonna kind of ignore this northern area here, because if I keep advancing, then I'm gonna activate the next swarm of orcs. So I'm gonna see if my hypothesis is correct that if I just kind of charge through and ignore these control points, that it should stop the orcs from attacking me. Otherwise they just kind of mindlessly swarm towards your control points like what's happening here. Damn, I'm getting some bad rolls here. But I guess my snipers aren't upgraded, or experienced, so... these frickin' trenches, man. Really? Alright, restore their morale. Have you come up here this way? Kind of split our forces into two. And we'll send the artillery over here to start softening up these targets, since the archers are not doing a good enough job. Alright, get another Titan out here. Focus down these support shooters. There we go. Now if I can take out this artillery piece too. Excellent. Let's advance you guys. Alright, so we can see the next swarm that has not been activated. So I think if I can just bring my gunships up here, that should help. We can just have the Titan come up here, because he shouldn't have the armor piercing to be able to kill him. Have start focusing down on the grot tank. And you can restore morale. Okay, good. Ah, you're just short. There you go. Good. Now, let's have you shoot into the grot tanks. Don't be giving me 0 damage. There you go. Ah, he's got another support group here. Alright, move you over a little bit more. Okay, we can see a little bit. Keep picking those guys off before they get activated. Alright, good. And we'll have you guys shoot into these Ludas. Hopefully you can come here and take them out. And now we just need to shoot into these guys. Unfortunately, the terrain is making it kind of difficult to get shots on these guys. Probably should have done that earlier, because I could have saved myself quite a bit of shots here. Which I could then have used to come over here. Okay. So we're almost halfway through the map. Move you up. So this would be the force that would be activated if I took the middle section. I wonder if I'm going to be able to take out those guys. Probably not. There we go. Try to restore some morale. Alright, I'm a little worried I'm going to overextend myself here, but it's working out pretty well so far. Move you up here. Okay, we got some knobs. Yeah, shit, we got a battle fortress up here. So I probably want to kill him. Good. I also wouldn't mind doing a little more damage to the Death Dread. I think he's going to reinforce, though. So I should be safe. But we gotta take out those mega armor knobs too. I think those should be a priority, because they can do some damage to me. Death Dread, mega armor knobs. good. Ah, you're so close to taking them out. Come on. One more shot. There you go. Advance you. Oh, shit. Alright, so we got some def copters up here. Alright. Attack some Gretchen, I guess, while we're waiting. Alright, restore their morale. Get you up here. Alright, so he's got more, unfortunately. Alright, killed him. But just about killed yourself in the process, which is not great. Come on now. Mega armor knobs up here. Get another Reaver. Could build another sniper team. And then he can be used to capture points that I'm passing. Alright, that should work. Reinforce these guys since they're not taking fire. Although I don't have enough resources to bring the other guy back up. Down. You start breaking down this way. Ah, of course he's got another Def Dread over here. Try to get eyes on those mega armor knobs. And then obviously this force down below is the one that gets activated if you take this fortress down here. Alright, got you over here. Can reinforce him back up to full strength. Just have you take that out, because I think I've killed everybody that would be activated over there. And then other than this Def Dread, I think that's everybody that's over here. definitely like to take this guy out because he could hurt my guys. Alright, good. Too close. Alright, shoot there. Take out the artillery. That should restore morale. Alright, you can keep advancing here. I'll let you reinforce. You can shoot into this Gretchen. Alright, he's down. Attack into the mega armored knobs. Good. Excellent. You can advance. We still got 2 storm boys over here. Maybe we just focus on taking out these Gretchen this turn. Here you go. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, try to focus down these support fire boys. Excellent. I do want to take out these storm boys too, because they can fly around and capture. Oh shit. Alright, I gotta be careful that I'm not getting counter-artilleried, because they can hurt us. Alright. I'm not sure this is really making a lot of sense what I'm doing here. I think it's just putting me at risk. Maybe bring you down here to capture that point. Right, we got 5 more turns. I think we're gonna make it. Come on, guys. Don't give me these rolls. There we go. think we gotta just start pulling you back. So we gotta get 3 more points. Alright, they're down. Okay, good. You can take that point. I think we just push all of our basilisks up top. Yeah, so we got a war boss here. Take that point, put you over here, bring you there to try to block the mountain pass. Very expensive body blocker. Destroy his morale. Yeah, shit. Storm boys are coming. Okay, that's gonna help us. Now we've got to take out this war boss that's gonna have all the vision. Although honestly, if they did charge me, wouldn't be the end of the world. Actually, it'd make it much easier. Yeah, we're going to have to clear out the support fire. I'll start running you guys across with the hope of getting some back capping. Maybe I even bring you up this way to try to melee some guys. Now is when I wish I had some Ogrins. Let's have you start shooting into these guys. Lower their morale. I think we actually need to shoot them a little bit. Come karate chop them. He's down. Let's start focusing on the support fire. Bring you around the back. I think we just have to charge you in here. Good. Alright, hopefully he can take it. Kinda did. Alright, now gotta weaken these guys down so they can't do too much damage. And I think with the big lava he should be safe. Alright, now let's focus these guys down. Have you attack there. Bring you here for a zone of control. Body block there. And have you run around the back here. Alright, this should keep me safe. We'll use the ratlings there to try to aggro him not to attack the company commander. Nice.
Alright, victory's ours. Luckily this one does give us credit for having capturing it on the last point, because otherwise I was going to be in trouble. But pretty much you can kind of game the system if you know how this map works. So if you come up here and you capture this point, then it sends out it activates those death copters over here, and then those forces that were over here to come try to take it back. So by passing it and then picking those guys off is able to bypass that. Kind of the same thing in the center here. It activates the forces that were here, obviously, and then they charge in at you, and then once you activate this one, then these forces over here come after you. I used our Titan to kind of block the path here a little bit, because there's only a one-way spot in there. If you had a different like walker vehicle or something, you could actually plop it right here and stop them from being able to come through, but they can still overrun it because they're infantry, so they can do the hard terrain, but it slows their movement down, so we're able to walk through there. I think in retrospect, had I had to do this again, if I didn't get it on last term, I definitely would have kept some of those Ogrins. They would have definitely been a good unit on this one, but unfortunately they defaulted to having the transport, which makes it more expensive for them to be replenished. Now, saying that, I have 2,000 some points, so it may not be totally necessary. I really do like these Vendetta gunships. They're actually quite good at dealing out good damage against infantry, and they can cross difficult terrain easier. They're pretty squishy though, so you definitely have to be careful with them, but it definitely allowed us to move around in the forest a little bit easier. I think I had way too many ratlings. I just were not able to dish out the damage that I needed towards the end, and had I had, you know, the Ogrins, I could have cleared out these trenches much easier. Likewise, I think you could also just say bypass some artillery and go more with these Reaver Battle Titans, because they're just so powerful that they rarely anything will attack them, and I definitely could have had 3 or 4 of them if I got rid of all these other infantry in possibly these Vendettas and just kind of crossed the map killing everything. Now I'm worried that with these mass swarms that they would have had a little difficulty getting through those guys, but alternatively you could do like some Punishers to take out the Gretchen and the weaker infantry with the shots after they've been weakened up by your Reaver Titans, but this strategy worked out well for us. So with this, it'll bring our Untold Battles, I think is what it was called, series to an end. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.